Cinderbrew Meadery is a 4-boss dungeon in the War Within Season 2. This focal point of earthen culture has fallen victim to a hostile corporate takeover by Goldie Baronbottom. Brewmaster Aldryr is the first boss in the dungeon. This barkeep has more than mead on tap and is fiercely loyal to the bar's new management. Keg Smash, a tank smash that knocks you back and leaves hot honey on the ground. Have a defensive up for this. Throw Cinderbrew, a targeted attack that leaves a dot and a puddle of hot honey. Move out of the honey. Blazing Belch, a random direction frontal cone. Sidestep this to avoid damage. Happy Hour. At 66 and 33%, Aldryr leaps behind the bar and Happy Hour begins. He will take 99% reduced damage, and angry patrons will spawn around the room, pulsating damage. Grab the mugs of mead off the bar and run them to the thirsty patrons to end this phase. Crawling Brawl. After Happy Hour, swirls of patrons will move around the room, stunning anyone caught in their fistfight. Avoid these brawls. The second encounter features IPA, a mead elemental enraged about the disturbance at the meadery. Spouting Stout. IPA spawns yellow swirls on the ground that deal damage. Avoid these. He will also spew out red swirls that will spawn Brew Drops. Brew Drops. These ads will move towards the boss and have to be killed or CC'd before they reach him. If any brew drops touch IPA, he'll consume it, exploding for damage and gaining a shield. When they die, they leave a puddle of honey you want to stay out of. Each brew drop will revive one time at the location of their puddle. At 100 energy, the drops gain 200% movement speed. Bottom's Uppercut, a tank buster with a knockback. Have a defensive up for this. Burning Fermentation, a dispellable dot cast on random players. The third boss is Benk Buzzbee, a cantankerous beekeeper who turns his own bees against intruders. Snack Time. Benk spawns 3 barrels that each spawn a bee. Ravenous Cinder Bees. The bees have one ability, Shredding Sting, that attacks a player and leaves a bleed on them. Bringing the bees down to 1% health tames them and lets you mount and shoot one at a barrel, knocking it over. Any barrels not knocked over will spawn a new bee every 30 seconds. Honey Marinade, a dot placed on the tank that expires after 5 seconds, leaving a puddle of honey on the ground. Move away from this, but also don't let the bees eat it, as it'll heal them and increase their haste. Fluttering Wing, an AoE pushback that includes big pulsing damage. The final encounter is with Goldie Baronbottom, the savvy businesswoman orchestrating the hostile takeover of the meadery. Spread the Love. Goldie fills the room with 2 types of Cinderbrew bomb barrels. Use her other abilities to break them, spawning waves you'll dodge. Cash Cannon, a tank frontal and knockback. Aim it at barrels to clear the room. Take care to only break 1 large barrel at a time due to cindering wounds, a stacking debuff. Burning Ricochet, a targeted attack and dot that breaks any barrels in the circle. Again, be sure to only break 1 large barrel. Let It Hail. At 100 energy, Goldie leaps on the desk, spraying the room with bullets and breaking any barrels left standing. By understanding and managing these mechanics, your team can successfully take back Cinderbrew Meadery, free the bees, and put an end to Goldie Baronbottom's corporate takeover.